Hey everybody, I'm standing in front of an amazingly designed and constructed 2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom Laneway property. So there's actually a multiplex unit in front of this home, but we're gonna talk about how this home was designed, built, constructed, how it's now possible to do these types of projects in Toronto. Whether you're living it yourself, whether you're an investor and you're just looking for multi-unit solutions, this is now possible in Toronto. It's getting easier and easier. And I'm with Craig Race in this video, the designer, architect, and general contractor. He's gonna share what this project was all about, how they did it, and how it's possible for you to do this as well. So let's go check it out and have Craig give us a tour and talk about this amazing project.
Hi, I'm Craig Race from Lanescape Architecture and Construction. We were the architects and GCs of this Laneway house. The client came to us with an existing triplex on a lot, and they wanted to add a second house on the laneway. And today it's possible to do that in Toronto. No minor variances, you don't need to go to committee of adjustment, your neighbors can't stop you, and it's incentivized to be development charge free. So we're here in the backyard. The backyard is shared between the main house, multiplex, and the laneway house. We still need access for the laneway tenants to get through to the main street so they can get their mail, they can go pick up an Uber, get a pizza delivery, take garbage to the street. Also, the existing house has 2 units that are accessed through the backyard. So we had a basement apartment and a main unit apartment that we had to keep access to throughout construction. Plus those tenants still have to come and go from this space. So it's kind of become a communal area for all the tenants to share now. And it was a real challenge here because we had to bring a service trench through to bring sewer, water, and gas to the laneway house. But we had to make sure that the tenants could continue living here without any disruption. Sadly, a pretty typical scenario here in Toronto, but something we're getting pretty used to working with. So one thing worth noting, this was a really small property, so we had to really minimize the separation from the main house to the laneway house. And when we do that, the bylaw requires that we maintain these angled planes, both sides of the dormer on the side facing the main house. That's to make sure that we don't cause undue shadowing or perceived massing to the neighbors, because they also have small yards. But we were still able to accommodate a good 2-bedroom, 1-bath unit, even within that tight building envelope. So one of the interesting design elements of this suite was we really wanted to maximize the building to the minimum separation requirement from the laneway, but they still wanted space for parking. So we kind of angled this wall in a way that allows for a car to be parked out front underneath the second floor, which cantilevers out over the parking space. Otherwise, it's a fairly typical house. We maxed out lot line to lot line on the sides, minimum separation from the main house, minimum separation from the laneway. We were still able to get a great living space, a great kitchen. All of our mechanical is in here and in the ceiling. And we even got a nice little powder room in here. Privacy was a big concern because we have a shared backyard and a laneway immediately adjacent to these spaces. So we built these window screens that really minimize the views into the house. So upstairs here, we were able to get 2 really comfortable bedrooms, both with great closets. One that has a walk-in closet. We've got stacked washer dryer and a full 3-piece bathroom up here. So 2-bed, 1.5 bath was possible even on this really tight site with a laneway parking space. The biggest laneway house we can build in Toronto as of right is about 4 or 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, if you have a lot that's big enough. But here we were pretty constrained, still able to get a great 2-bedroom unit. So up here in one of the bedrooms, this area doesn't really demand super premium rents. We still get great rents for laneway suites, but we didn't invest in too many luxuries. We still did really nice things like these Juliet balconies and other appointments that tenants are gonna really love. But we should really be designing to our context, and in this neighborhood, really good quality, durable units are what hits the market best. Our build cost here was a little over $400 a square foot, which is a typical build cost for a baseline unit for us. A lot of people think that's expensive relative to a house reno, but when you consider you're running all new services to build a completely separate house in your backyard, it's relatively cheap. And the same with if you compare it to a condo or buying a new unit of housing somewhere else, it's the best deal you're gonna get in Toronto. and they seem to rent for a premium well above what we see in multiplexes.
Hey, so when we filmed this video, they hadn't advertised this home for rent yet, but right now they are advertising the home. And Craig let me know that they're asking $3,500 a month, including utilities for this home. So it's about 900 square feet. So that's $3.88 per square foot, which Craig said is typical for that area in Toronto. But he said that he generally advises people to expect $3 to $4 per square foot, depending on the location. Some of his nicer laneway homes in really nice areas as well can achieve $5 a square foot. So those are the kind of the rents you can expect for a laneway home in Toronto at this caliber.
So if you rock stars out there want to know if your property qualifies for a laneway suite or a garden suite, we work in Toronto, Oakville, Mississauga, and Vancouver, and we provide free property assessments for any property in all of those cities. Just send your address to info@lanescape.ca or visit our website, lanescape.ca, and we're happy to tell you what's possible on your lot.
So a big thanks to Craig Race for allowing us, he's behind the camera, for allowing us to film this property. He does these beautiful builds, and more we're seeing real estate investors get creative and bring their properties to their highest and best value, whether that's adding a laneway suite in the back like this one in Toronto with the laneway right here, or an additional dwelling unit somewhere like Kitchener or Hamilton, like a garden suite type property where they take a detached garage and convert it or knock it down and build a new one. More and more we're seeing investors get creative to find multiple streams of income from one property to generate that income that you need to live life on your own terms. So we're gonna keep highlighting these projects for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Reach out to Craig Race if you have any questions. And if you want to connect with other investors who are doing amazing projects like this, finding ways to create income in their lives, reach out to us. Our email is below. You can even now book a free strategy call with a rockstar investing coach to chat with them about where you're at in life, what you can do, and how you too can live life on your terms by creating income streams with real estate investments. So book a strategy call below or reach out to us. We're happy to chat anytime. We'll put our email and phone number down below. So big thanks to Craig. We'll catch you on the next episode. And until next time, your life, your terms.